your number get called a little earlier than you were expecting Saturday?
No, I was kind of thinking around the third or fourth drive. Coach Sweeney came over there, and he had the whole second team offensive line come in. So I was, I figured it would be around somewhere around there. Coach Sweeney likes to put in, the younger guys towards the end, towards the start of the game, just so they can get, good reps and makes them stay on their toes.
So when Ryan goes out,
Mm-hmm.
what's going through your mind?
I'd already been in the game, so it wasn't like, okay, this is, it was just kind of like, time to go in, show everybody else what I can do again, So, it was, I kind of, I saw him laying there, and Ryan's not a guy that really just kind of lays there, so that worried me a little bit, but then, really you just block everything out, and you just go out there and do what you can.
How did you grade out?
I graded out a 90, yeah, 90 exactly.
First year for
Yeah, I talked with Coach Caldwell afterwards. He was really pleased. Me and Ryan had to stay after and show him a couple more knockdowns that we had because he tried to cut us short a little bit. But no, I graded out pretty well for my first time back, and there were a few things. Towards the end I started getting a little straight-legged. But other than that, I felt like I executed very well. I targeted very well. So, and we all did. Our whole offensive line. Even the young guys. I think one of the worst grades we had was in the 80s. And that's not something that you see with a bunch of freshmen in there, And so, everyone was really impressive.
Obviously, it's a lot more noisy when the defense is in there, but was that an adjustment at all for you getting used to the noise?
No, not at all. This being my junior year, we've played, Florida State and South Carolina and all those great teams here. But really, I tell you that to have that many people there, against Wofford, for the first game, that was, that's just a testament to our fans and how much, people want to see us. They don't care who we're playing, and so that's, as a team, we really appreciate just that, people want to see us, and that, and that just makes us, also play just that little bit harder, and it's like Coach Sweeney even said before the game, it's, give them a show, and but we really appreciated that too. We appreciated having the kind of problem of noise,
Jay, with Ryan banged up a little bit now, how does that change how you prepare this week?
Not at all. Every week I prepare, like I'm going to be the starter, because normally I get pretty significant snaps, and it's not going to change my preparation at all. Every week I'm in there in the film room, doing everything I can, so it won't change anything.
Will you work after practice a little bit on snaps or anything, just a little bit extra?
We actually normally do that after practice with Coach Austin. I will work on any kind of steps, anything that day in practice, I know, or at least for me, that I felt like I needed to work on a little bit more. I'll get, and it doesn't have to be a whole lot. It's not like we're out there getting 100 snaps afterwards, but, just 5-10 perfect snaps at the end, whenever you're done, but yeah, that's kind of a normal thing.
I went to App State, watching them on film last night.
Mm-hmm.
Odd front,
Mm-hmm.
3-man. They've got 2 zero techniques.
Mm-hmm.
That are one's a run stuff and one's a pass guy.
Yeah.
How does that change? Because you just don't see that a lot.
They kind of do a lot like Wofford does, so I don't really think, a lot's going to change, but, that's kind of more for coaches to tell you. But, it's, you come out every week and you play against what you see. I know I watched a little bit, and they're both really good, They've got a whole bunch of starters back on their whole defensive line, whole defensive side of the ball. But you really just it's not going to be a whole lot of different kind of preparation, I would have to say. But, these guys they're really talented. They move really well. I know their big run stuffer guy. He's 300 plus and moves really, really well. So, it'll be a good task for us. So I'm excited.
Those scores you mentioned, line scores seem to be reflective of just the offense as a whole.
Mhm.
particularly in the first half. For a first game, that seemed especially crisp.
Mhm.
Did you get that same sense in the coaching booth?
Yeah, we normally first game there's a little more tuning, I guess you could say, going on the sidelines, and there's some mistakes that happen. But today, I mean not today, but on Saturday it was really crisp, like you said, and it was I was really pleased with how everyone communicated as well. Like if there was a mistake on the sidelines, especially on the offensive line, we had 5 guys that were saying, "Oh, well, this and this happened," and people taking accountability and saying, "Okay, well, it was me. Either, I just messed up. It was my mental mistake." But you're right. It was really crisp, and I mean, that's a reflection of how the coaches have prepared us through the whole summer. Those guys have done an amazing job, just preparing us mentally, physically, and that's really a reflection of them as well.
So going forward, that should give you, is that a high bar so early, or is it just a high foundation?
It's just a high foundation. We're wanting to build every week, so that's just something to build on, and hopefully it's gonna let us build pretty high this year.
Having Mitch Hyatt there, a true freshman at left tackle, how do you think that he did in his first game?
He did awesome. Graded out in the 90s. I mean, he's a special kid. He is a guy who he's focused in. He's mean. He's nasty. He wants to put people on the ground, and that's what you want in an offensive lineman. And he's really into the game mentally. I mean, far beyond where he should be, as a true freshman. But he's a guy that everyone really trusts. Sometimes there may be a guy that goes in there and you're kind of like, we might need to give him a little bit more help or anything like that. But with Mitch, he's just so in tune and so just beyond his years that it's amazing.
What was your reaction when you first heard the diagnosis of Mike Williams? I heard he wasn't going to be around for a while.
It's scary anytime that happens. You never want to see the stretcher be pulled out, but but it was, I know it was. It's not. I mean, it's a big injury, but it's something that isn't life altering or anything like that. So that's a relief, and but you just support him, and but football wise, you got to be next man up. And we got plenty of guys that can come in and play and do just fine. So I'm not worried about that. But just being one of our teammates that goes out there, and you don't want to see anyone get hurt, and especially whenever they have to pull that stretcher out and it's taking so long. You're kind of worried, but and also you got to try and stay in tune with the game, because you still got that happened in the first quarter. You still got happened on the first drive. You still got a whole game to play. But no, it was a little bit of relief, whenever Coach Sweeney came over and told us, that he wanted to walk off the field, but they obviously wouldn't let him. So,
Jay, does it get at all frustrating every time there's a situation like that? Like the team that came out of the spring is not the same team that we're going to see Saturday against App State. I mean, do you guys get do you feel a little snake bit at times? Do you feel a little frustrated? Or
no, not at all. Coach Sweeney's done a great job at recruiting around here, and we know that there's, like I said, next man up. We've got plenty of guys, plenty of depth. So, not really. I mean, you hate to see guys go because they're guys that's been around here and you worked with, and you hate to see that. But I mean, it's next man up. We have depth, and we feel confident in the guys that we have here.
I'm guessing through the years that you've been here, when you face a team that you're supposed to beat, some coach somewhere or some fan somewhere says, "Don't forget what App State did against Michigan a bunch of years ago." You think you're going to hear that this week now that you guys are playing?
I'm sure we will somewhere down the line. My stepfather, he graduated from Appalachian State, so I went to 2 of their 3 national championships whenever I was younger. I was a huge App State fan, still am, and I remember watching that game and just being so excited that they beat Michigan. But no, I'm sure we'll definitely hear that.
Did you guys didn't go to Michigan for that game, did you?
No, we did not.
Yeah.
But I remember watching it on TV and just it was that something that's not supposed to happen like that, especially to Michigan. You go to the big house, that's not supposed to happen. That's always something exciting to see, and that's how college football is. It's exciting. It's things happen that aren't supposed to happen. So.
We documented your journey back last week.
Mhm.
Was there ever a moment Saturday, whether it was Tiger Walk, pregame, you finally got in the game, when you just grinned to yourself and thought
Yeah.
it's worth it?
Yeah, there were several times actually. It's once was during pregame, and I was all jacked up, and I was running around, and I kind of thought, man, this is awesome. It's a great feeling, but it really hit me whenever we were going around on the buses, and I was coming down, and I was at the top of the hill, and I just kind of looked, and I was rubbing the rock, and I was like, man, this is worth it all. This is why I came back. This was just confirmation. And then, during the game, I go in, I have those little first game, I guess, back jitters, and then it was definitely there were definitely several times where I was like, man, this is awesome, and I tried to soak it all in. I try not to get too emotional because I've got a game to play, but it was really an experience.
All right, thank you, Jay.
Appreciate you.